This is Timothy McVey, and this is where he said the United States put a chip in him up his rear end, and he told you the truth, and they may have had some one in him somewhere else too. But he was programmed, and he's a victim in this too, and he died for the Oklahoma City bombing. And Brian Nichols, or excuse me, Terry Nichols, is in prison in Oklahoma, I believe, for the Oklahoma City bombing. And this is William, the make-believe monarch, illegal, supposed to have a chip in him. And this is, it says implantable vouchers. And it was, it's a book about Project Lucid, the New World Order. This is Elizabeth, and she and her father, George VI, took out my father, Edward VIII. They're illegal monarch, and I've already put this on most of them, so I won't take up some more time. So William and Kate and all, that's illegal. I was kidnapped and brought to the United States in 41 and given the name of a twin, Peggy Dempsey Childers, and both twins were dead, but I grew up with that ID. My name's Victoria II, and that's why they kidnapped me. Put in 99-year seal and lied about my dead King Edward VIII. The point is, I've written about mind control murders. I did it in 77, 78, and Larry Flint. I was flown out there during the campaign, and he was shot in Gwinnett County, Lawrenceville, and the man was programmed to shoot him, and he's in prison. So the programmer is the one that commits the crime, and they're the ones that have the motive. That's the reason there's lacking a motive in some of these, like the Navy yard shooting and the Sandy Hook, and you can go on, and they end up blaming it on mental illness or something, when mind control has nothing to do with mental illness whatsoever. This is the Kennedys, and she's up for ambassadorship, and doesn't she look sweet? Where'd they get all their money? Her grandfather helped kidnap me. He was ambassador to Great Britain, 36 to 46. So my Uncle George, that the movie was made out of, the King's Speech, made him look like an angel, didn't it, when he's a cold-blooded killer. But he and the Kennedys and Roosevelts, Rockefellers, Rothschilds, Bilderbergers, the New World Order, they brokered a deal to kidnap me, and they all went together, and that's what the New World Order is about. And by the way, this woman has been filmed there several times, and so has Charles, her son, and so is an aunt of mine, Beatrix of the Netherlands. So anyway, I wanted to get back to the facts that illegal treaties were made that by George. They should have been signed by me or my dad. They're illegal. But anyway, it allowed the United States to put bases all over British soil. So the colonies are all gone. You have to make the colonies sound bad, but United States is all over everything British and took it over with their bases. I mean, think about it. So they made the British fight against ourselves. I'm British, so am I allowed to say that? I'm not allowed to say my name. But Elizabeth was in Kenya when she got the news that her dad died, and this made her not the lawful monarch, but she's sitting there, and doesn't she have finery on? I got one pair of pants, one shirt, and a pair of hiking boots. I didn't have them back when I started hiking and living in the woods, but I've told that. So I want to get back to the Westgate, and that's very important in all this, the Westgate, the name Westgate, because this is done in patterns. But what I'm getting at is the special forces in Kenya were trained by the United States. Now, that came over the news, and that's true. I don't trust the media. They don't tell any of this, but that part's true. They were trained by the United States. So why? Where's Great Britain? Kenya was a British colony. So now then they're saying that the Israelis have gone in with their special forces because, quote, Kenya is one of their most important allies in Africa. You know, you have to wonder, they've positioned themselves on everything British. It used to be that the British Empire never ended. Well, it's the United States now and the Israelis. And anyway, someone should ask, where's the Brits in all this? Well, they're hostages, just like I am. So then we go to South Africa, Nelson Mandela. That was a British colony, and Andrew Young, appointed by Jimmy Carter when he was president, was ambassador to the UN, and he took in private money and industry, and in essence they went in and made it look good, and they took over Rhodesia, even changed its name. So what's the end of this? I mean, I'm 75 years old, and I don't know where my children are. They're heirs after me. So I don't even know if they're alive. But this woman here is guilty of committing so many crimes and having so many people killed. She really has. It's all in how you do it. And look at these little so-called royal secessions. And the new baby and where it fits in. It was even named George after George the Sixth that kidnapped me, my uncle. Nice guy, wasn't he? Doesn't she look so sweet? Wonder how much the hat cost. Bet it would bought my whole wardrobe for the last how many years. But here's, I'm going to show this again, Miss Kennedy. How sweet. Ambassador. And here is a man who fought for this country. And look what you all allowed to happen to him. That's Timothy McVey. He told you the truth. Nobody heard him, just like nobody except the Brits who allowed me to find out all this. Listen, because the Americans are living good, so the hell with me.